In terms of the nuts and bolts of how we do the data import, there's a piece of it that I like to call the discovery side. So working with a client, we will kind of work with them and work through what is important and what is relevant to transfer over. And so on Kristie's talking about the assessment management, we can certainly import or build out templates with conditional logic. If clients do need completed assessments for record keeping, we suggest you all keep them in SharePoint as Kristie does, but we could certainly kind of bring them over into our platform for record keeping. On the ROPA side, on the data mapping, what we have found is we've got a number of ways to help a client achieve this, but we will work with a client and go so far as to do with the client, a field mapping. Are these the fields you want to bring over into the TrustArc platform? On the ROPA side, if they are, we can do a header match. I do have a team that actually handles the data import. And so through that discovery, through that importing a small portion of the data, a pilot, and then finally giving it out to a client for kind of final review is something that a formula and a methodology that has worked really, really well. But it's really important, and to Kristie's point, ensuring that what you want to bring over is the right data based on your kind of global footprint and what you need to comply with, but then also making sure the data is clean and correct. Just from a historical perspective, a lot of the clients that we're working with now, this is like a second generation of a privacy platform. And so a lot of people kind of worked out the kinks in the first generation and kind of worked out how do they want to kind of run and operationalize a program. And so we're really, I think, well positioned to help them kind of help clients kind of achieve what that next set of objectives are. But again, just a practical point, if you're pulling it over from another vendor, we typically advise get an export if you can get it early. 60 days is a good period of time to get that export from your vendor. So you can work with a member of my team to do that field mapping in terms of what you want to bring over. Hopefully that answers the question. Same thing for assessments. Same thing for completed DSARs, for the individual rights manager. We do bring over completed DSARs, so you have that full record of all of the DSARs that have been kind of tied off and completed on your end. So that is something that we do bring over fairly regularly. And Kristie, I think you also alluded to it. Once we are working with clients, you are assigned a customer success and implementation manager. So you will be working with a singular person or a team of people, depending on how large your engagement is, to ensure that that discovery is adequate, to ensure the kind of import is, and to ensure that all the way through kind of onboarding and implementation and ongoing value realization, you're working with the same person or team of people to maintain consistency, continuity, and ensure we're helping you meet your goals.